And I say they can't because, what would that lead to? All of the undesirable things that I just talked about. And nobody wants that, because all that does set the country back, and ultimately, if you do things like the principle of 2 wrongs don't make a right, if you stoop to corrupt people's level and you do the same things that they did to you, ultimately puts you on the same level in the long run, and no one learns a thing, because that's just kind of the way it goes. And I don't know, I think we're going to be seeing some very big things very soon. That's just my opinion. I really don't have, like these military sources or anonymous sources that a lot of people either have or claim to have when they're talking. Again, like, I just operate off of what I see out there, and I think about it and put my take in. Not even a nice car either, but it's just crazy, and this stuff has got to stop. And it's my firm belief that it is both already being stopped and or will be put to a stop very quickly. I mean, you just can't have a completely captured system operating for, maybe 30-40% of the country prefers that. But what about the silent majority, What about them? You think they're just going to take that shit laying down? No. And if you think everyone in the military is just going along to get along, and if you think that, we have this cabal that's said to have been operating for, at this point, over 1,000 years, if you think, just based on, like, scientific laws, every action, has an equal and opposite reaction. If you think this stuff is just one-sided and it is the way it is because they said so, you're crazy. It's my firm belief that for every bad person, for every sex trafficker, for every human trafficker, there's at least a 1-to-1. I would say probably in the range of 3 to 5 to 1 good people to bad people. Many of which are just your, like, normal middle class citizens. And I think that's where, the largest disparity is in the middle class. But, in the wealthy, kind of quote-unquote unseen class of people, I think it's about a 1-to-1. I don't know this, but just intuitively, that's what I think. And, anybody out there, like, you've got to watch this documentary, because people say, where's the evidence? You make these claims but have no evidence. Well, they give evidence, and they give evidence on, they went over specifically Pennsylvania, and Ohio. Ohio has 88 counties, and they've done the statistical analysis and run the numbers in each of those counties. And they did the same thing in Pennsylvania. They found the same things. Slightly different, they adjust the algorithms just a little bit, They're not lazy people, they're dirty people, but they're not lazy. They're not stupid, they're doing dumb shit, but they're doing it in a very smart way. Then you layer that with the mainstream media, and you've got yourself a nice, beautifully wrapped piece of shit. And in large part, that's what people see. They think, oh yeah, there's no way these things happened in the United States. We're the land of the free. We're this big country, There's no way the entire thing could be rigged. Maybe not at one point. But anytime recently, absolutely. The computers, even that we have, look at phones. Smartphones are like some ridiculous percentage stronger and more capable than the most capable computers back in like the 80s or 70s at some point. So that's just like a microcosm example, but the supercomputers and things that, you hear about the NSA's massive surveillance of the United States. How the fuck do you think they do that? Incredible technology. Just, unbelievable shit. I don't know. You just got to keep your eyes open, stay open. A lot of people just don't want to hear it, but you need to. You've got to, because if you don't, well, then it's kind of like what I talked about in a previous video. People can just do whatever the fuck they want, and being willfully ignorant makes that 10 times easier, My thing is, at least make it hard for them. But they've convinced you, oh, you don't need to worry about that. It just is what it is. People are corrupt when they get power. It would happen to anyone. I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. But we'll see. These next coming weeks, next coming months are going to be very telling to everyone out there that thinks, oh, the United States system, it's too stable, it's too big to fail, it's too big to be captured, it's too big to be totally corrupted, Got news for you. It's not. Well, anyway, that's about all I've got. If you're watching this, thank you. I'm just getting started out, and I ain't stopping.